Here is my LEGO Technic model of the troop carrier version of the first generation Toyota Land Cruiser 70. It's got an opening hood with a stock to hold it up, and doors that open with very crude locks. And the rear doors also open and have a lock, so it's kind of hard to open now, but if I pull that lever, it can be opened easily. This here locks into there. The interior, it's a right-hand drive vehicle. It's an opening glove box, a couple seats up front, and in the back, because it's the troop carrier version, it's got two long sideways benches. So this vehicle can seat probably designed for 10, but you could probably get 12 pretty easily. And then all the seats fold up for a huge cargo space. On models like this, I always like to put on all the different extras that'll make it look cool. So, some bars on the bumper, a snorkel, which many of them get from the factory, roof rack with lights, jerry cans, fire extinguishers, first aid kit, second spare tire and boxes, ladder up to the roof rack, shovel, and some fun little bumper stickers. Like the real Land Cruiser 70, this one has dual live axle suspension. And like the ones made after 1998 or so, it's got front coil springs and rear leaf springs. It's got plenty of body roll, and pretty good flotation for such a big vehicle. The vehicle is driven by 2XL motors and has selectable 4-wheel or rear-wheel drive. It also has a mini inline 6-piston engine with 2 pistons hidden back there, and it has a realistic firing pattern where it goes doot 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 doot, and the same going the other way. Probably the most interesting feature of the model is its 2-speed automatic gearbox. I actually doubled the gearbox in this. It's still a 2-speed, but it allows for a bit more resistance to shifting and just fit better. So there's one over here with friction caused by this tire, so it seems to have worn down a fair bit. Maybe it's not good anymore. And then just, so normally it'll skip this through this thing and run at 1-to-1, but if it's too much resistance, it'll start rotating the other way, catch on this, and then just rotate through here at its 5.5 times reduction. So, right now it's driving normally, and it skips a bit and drives fairly quickly. Then if I put my finger in front of it, it'll catch and drive slower. The idea being that it can then crawl over an obstacle. See if it can make... Oh no, it's just gonna wind up my paper back there. So, the biggest issue with this is that it doesn't have enough resistance for it to ever shift into second when I'm in high range. When I'm in low range, it still spends most of its time in first gear, but you can make it drive in second. So I did allude to a transfer case. It's controlled by the M motor right there through a small linear actuator. The whole case is really inside the central console there, and when you shift you can see this beam slide. Can you? I don't think you can. I can. There. Yeah, there you can see it just barely. So we can start out in high rear wheel drive. So now it drives somewhat fast, except it generally goes into low gear. And then, if I lift up the rear, you can see that it's... Nope. Okay, this is actually for low. It's 4-wheel drive right now, and in low range. I'm mistaken. Maybe I'm going to do something there. Should be 4-wheel drive. Front wheel. Rear wheel. Can then shift down in the transfer case and get 4 high. So now the wheels spin faster, but still all 4 of them. Then I can go, I think this is the last one. Yeah, too high. So the front wheels just sit there while the back ones spin quickly. The transfer case is entirely done by sliding gears and has proven very tough. Gearing is done by better take this up. Done by that L motor there, which is then attached to this linear actuator on the front axle, which then does the axial steering, along with a lot of racket. The steering wheel does not work on this. So, another function is the lockable differentials. In order to keep the axle small and to simplify the locking mechanism, I put both normal differentials in the center. There is no center differential. So each one has a gear from an output down there, and then another one down there. Then split off by double gears in front and rear. So this made differential locking very simple, which is done with that medium motor there. Which is very satisfying. The final motorized function is the winch, which arrives right there and is powered by this L motor through worm gear and then further reduction. There's the winch coming out. And then back in. Pulling the vehicle. Overall, I quite like this model. I mean, it's my 3rd model of my favorite vehicle in the world, so that's kind of cool. Makes me like it. I really like how the front looks turned out. Just all this work here really satisfies me. The aesthetic, I think, is good. The drivetrain satisfied my mission of being somewhat complex, but still simple enough to be rugged. The suspension is fairly satisfactory, although travel is pretty limited in the front. I really liked the leaf springs in the rear. It was fun to do these sideways seats, too. The model was fun, not my most complicated, but satisfied the goals I'm aiming for it. So I don't think it can off-road quite as well as I might have hoped, just weight and complexity mostly. But still a good model.